Alright, it's time for another Peaugh Plays, and this time we've got some cool other little accessories that aren't dice for a role-playing game. I have picked up some skinny minis, which are they come on sheets like this. You can see this is a human villain set, and as human villains go, it comes with like snooty nobleman to arcane death knight guy. So, and everything in between, an evil queen, maybe she's the evil witch and this is her disguise form. Whatever. You got some neat little minis. They're printed on acrylic. They got very nice front and back art, which is also cool. And if you want to have some miniatures that you don't have to paint, these are actually pretty cool. I've been having a good time playing with them. Here's some barbarians or bandit set. You can get display pieces. Like this is like some forest / camping terrain set, along with a kind of spooky little statuary there. Here's a set of knights. I love the knights. The knights of the realm look cool. They also got a couple little knight dogs down here. We'll show off the functionality. We got some goblins and their wolves, some flying creatures. I got more than just what I'm showing off here. I got an assortment of different heroes. So you see we got some orcs and half-orcs, some tieflings, some dragonborn, some elves. Looks like a firbolg here, maybe human. And then there's a couple sets of these. I think there's 3 acrylic sheets of these characters. But like just really nicely painted and detailed on both the front and back. And how they work is they come with various size stands for different size creatures. Here's one of the dwarves I've poked out of the heroes. A little armored dwarven fighter. Maybe he's a paladin, maybe he's a knight or a fighter of some sort. And he's on a standard size base. Here's a medium-sized creature or a large-sized creature that he can fight on. And the bases are standard 1-inch, 2-inch bases. You can order those separately, but so when you're playing a game, instead of having to a little, like I said, 2-dimensional, but represent some very colorful characters on your playmat without having really nicely detailed art, without having to paint your minis. They store flat, and we'll talk about that in a moment as well. But just some neat little things. They're from Dungeon in a Box. They did a Kickstarter. The way I found out is a friend of mine kickstarted them and got them in, and they looked cool, so I went to their website and picked some up for the campaign I'm about to run. And they're about to do another Kickstarter soon with some cooler things, like some Kraken, and they've shown off some neat preview features already, and I'm looking forward to getting some more. They also offer, it's from a company called Dungeon in a Box. They also offer like a subscription monthly box that has some exclusive skinny minis and miniatures each month, as well as an adventure campaign that month by month you can play as a one-shot, or you can play it as part of a longer year-long campaign. I think they're in year 3 now of those. I subscribe to that, so we'll check that out. I also subscribe to their Wondrous One-Shots, which is a monthly little one-shot adventure, because I feel like before I get into a longer-term campaign, I want to try running a few one-shots first, again, with some neat skinny minis, and like this month they're offering a couple of extra freebies. So check those out. Again, we'll have those next month when they come in. We'll unbox those on camera, and we'll go over what's inside, and I'll run a couple of those adventures for my friends, and we'll see how they go. Also, like I said, the goblins had the wolves because there's different kind of mounts thing. Because here's a little armored wolf, and you can see he's got a little slot there because you can take one of the goblin minis, and without putting it on a base, you can have a goblin riding the wolf, come riding up into combat, and then say you kill the wolf, you can pop the goblin off. Oh, the wolf has died, and now the goblin gets up, and now he's gonna cause you some trouble. Let's see if we can get him in here. Getting these into the slot can be a little difficult at first. Should just there we go, snap right in. And now the goblin's on foot, and he's gonna come get you. He's even smaller than the dwarf. And there's this thing, it's just attacking. But again, I'm looking. They're nice. They're solid quality. I will say I've put a few small cracks in here, snapping these guys in. It's best to do it on a flat surface and just use some firm, gentle pressure instead of trying to jam them in, because this is holding just fine. This base is going to work just fine, but you can see I put a small crack there in the plastic, which is part of it. On a more I don't want to say depressing, but in less great news, I did snap one of my wolves. And that is, I don't think that's anything wrong with their manufacturing process. All of these are nice and sturdy. It's because the Wolf has that slot there in it to put somebody in. And when I was trying to put this one on a base before I shot this review, I was pushing down, and it was on a softer, like a thicker placemat at my table and not a hard surface. So it kind of had some give and it tilted a little bit. And just the way I was pushing, I had my thumb right there at that join point on the Wolf, and just it twisted with and I was putting just enough pressure there that it just snapped. It's unfortunate. Like I said, I don't think it's a flaw in the manufacturing. I think it was user error on my end. So do be careful when you're putting wolves in. Try to hold them as close down to the base as you can and use the pressure that way instead of pushing from the top, because if there is a hard angle like that, it doesn't take much of a twist to put that pressure to crack it. But as long as you're holding them securely, and most of the figures I have solid edges and are all the way through. It's just this one that had the cut in it that I just managed to get the pressure at just the wrong angle. So, you let my bumbling be a warning to use it properly. But there's this. These are some of the bigger miniatures I got. These flying creatures here. But you can get, they come even bigger. They've got dragons that are, this tall. My friend got some of the Kickstarter exclusive ones. I know there's like a fire demon, which is about yay tall. And they've got one gargantuan mini, which is like this big kind of turtle with an island on its back. A big, it's Zaratan. It's not Zartan, but it's something like that. And it's a big turtle. And it's called a gargantuan mini. These are the small bases for small and medium creatures. These are the 2-inch bases for large creatures. But then they do have 4-inch bases for even larger creatures. If you get into those, I did not get any of those in this set. But yeah, like I said, really nice, a very nice variety. Let me see if I can get. I haven't pulled all of them out of their little plastic bags, but I mean a whole variety. There's all sorts of like. Again, here's another sheet of the random heroes that I pulled the dwarf out of. It's had some dwarf and gnome, and again like some tieflings up here, doing a various both melee and caster combat. You can get into this was a variety pack that I bought just to get some random heroes, but you can get into you can buy just a pack of like orc spellcasters or orc fighters, random villagers, just some NPC type characters. Some more like nobles, royals and nobles, some knights and some court scribes and princes and princesses, and maybe a king and a queen here, a jester. Some more terrain, some fire and rocky mountain and tree terrain. Let's see what else we got. This is the third sheet of heroes. You can see we got some wizards and some fighters, and casters of varying races. Again. Another pack of the flying creatures. You saw some of the dragons, but there's like a beholder-looking dude, and a unicorn, and a chimera, and a kind of lion bat, dire bat thing here. Some wilderness creatures. This is one of the wilderness creatures packs with like a succubus and a gargoyle and a mimic, and then a minotaur and a mecha bull and this stone giant guy, and then like a big knight. 4-armed ape thing, a werewolf, kind of a ooze, a black jelly, I guess. And then this is just another pack of the stands come on a sheet like that as well. But yeah, a lot of really nice variety in these sets. And again, there's a lot. I don't have anywhere near the full collection. There's a lot more you could buy, and I just don't have the money for it right now. But fun to look at, and I'm looking forward to playing with them. Just some really neat little skinny minis. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the subscription boxes bring, because I really like. There's some cool. So they have the minis that come in them, are not necessarily are exclusive to that monthly box. They're not on the website as far as I know. I think there is one that did include the Fire Giant, but that you can buy on the website. But it's cool. I'm looking forward to their next Kickstarter, and like I said, you can get they can get a sheet of these things for like $9. So they're a little cheaper than pound for pound. They're a little cheaper for how many minis you get versus buying like a 3D miniature and painting them. Although you can get some cheap 3D miniatures as well. Anyway, those are Skinny Minis. They're very cool. I'm looking forward to checking them out, and I will give you a report back when I do. Thanks for watching. Have fun, and see you soon. Oh, I forgot to talk about storage real quick. They also have available on their site these cool magnetic binders, and then sheets. Now they don't have any. This is a small sheet, and then there's some of the larger sheets. They don't have the medium sheets that hold humans, but all of our goblins and dwarves. There's still some paper in there, but like just little pouches. So when you're done gaming, you can take your mini and then just slide it. Let's use this random pouch just to show it off how it works. But you can slide your mini into the pouch. I'm having some trouble doing it from this angle. Come on, go in. But yeah, you can just slide them right in there. And then you can store them flat. And you can store all your little minis in here like that. And close it up. They're magnetic. You fold this flap in first. You can kind of see where the magnets are. You fold that in, slap it up. And once you have those filled with minis, that'll fill up more of the binder. And then when you're going to a game, you need your minis. You can put the specific minis you need for that day's campaign or that day's adventure. Grab your binder, your books, and go. And I mean, you can, and what's cool about this is you can even double it. You know, once you got your minis out, kind of works as a GM screen as well, if you don't have a dedicated one. And it's got the Skinny Minis logo on the front and on the side, picked out in some gold foil. You see the S and the M. But yeah, that's Skinny Minis. They're very cool. And again, looking like I'm going to have some fun with them.